Hey guys, what's up, Zach here. Today we are here with the next episode of Extreme F1 2014, and today we've got the inverted controls challenge. So basically, when I steer left, I'll go right. When I steer right, I'll go left. When I accelerate, I'll use the accelerator or brake, and when I use the brake, I'm accelerating. And it's the same with the gears. When I go to shift up, I'll actually be shifting down, and when I shift down, I'll actually be shifting up. So basically, just inverted controls, and it should make it very confusing. Even the most intelligent person on F1 2014 would get confused at this. So here we are. Here's my first attempt. I decided to use Massa's Williams around Brazil, and you can see here we're starting in the top half of the field, which is good. It means that I won't get involved in some of the back end drama, or I might end up in the back end drama of a bad start. But anyway, we're accelerating here, obviously using the brake pedal, and you can see my camera, the feet in the bottom left, and the camera of me driving in the top right. I slightly angled my camera wrong for me, but I think it's just so you can see the wheel and everything. But going down to turn one, we do alright, but we brake a bit early and a bit too much, and actually someone crashes into the back of us. I think it was Grosjean there, and he's crashed out the race, and I've got a puncture. So I was like, oh great, that's not a good start at all, is it? So I've already got a puncture here, so now I've got to be very, very precise with the steering. And we steer a bit too much here, and we've all spun it round and crashed into the wall. Maybe without realistic damage, we might have actually been able to get away with this. And I decided to take the opportunity to look back at the replay camera here about what happened. Obviously, we've got a puncture there on the rear right. And as we steer through here, you can see a bit too much steering angle there. But we steered the other way to try and counteract. And then my brain gets confused. And basically, we just crash into the wall. But we're not going to just sit there, do that one attempt and upload that. No, we're going to keep doing this until we actually can finish the challenge. So next up, this is I think one of my better tries actually, my second attempt as we head down to turn one here, Hulkenberg. Hopefully we'll get past him down to turn one. Could we get an overtake? No. But I've got to say guys, a really sort of a confusing thing about this is that the brake pedal, you have to push it down a lot to actually make it work. That's why it sort of helps prevent locking up and stuff in like all the games, R Factor, iRacing, F1, everything. By having a harder to push down brake, it makes it easier, or less easy to lock up I should say. And the accelerator is very easy to push down. So basically, it's when you invert the controls, it is really, really hard because you have to sort of really push down the brake to actually get anything to work. And that's the weirdest thing I think about this challenge, is that the brake is so hard to use in this challenge. But I think maybe other wheels it's probably fine, but with my wheel and set of pedals, obviously it's quite a high spec set of pedals and wheels, so you know they try and make it as good as possible. I know there are better wheels out there like the Fanatec and I can't remember the other one, Thrustmaster something. So I know there are better wheels out there, but I'm just saying mine's still a pretty decent wheel here. And I'm just like, my brain's getting confused. It's like which way's which, and I'm just trying to get back on the track here. I steer one way, lose a bit of my front wing. I'm like, oh great, that's not good at all, is it? So then we speed up a little bit here. It's like, okay, we don't really need to see this as we go all over the place with the puncture down through the last couple of corners here. Then we go to the pit lane and oh dear. Anyway, next time, number 3, attempt number 3, lucky third time lucky, all the right sayings. Hopefully it's going to work out. Down to turn 1, and we don't get a very good start here, but I guess that's not really the point. The point is just to try and finish 3 laps here, and then, oh god, that's embarrassing. Basically, if you re-watch that a second, you'll see me lift off the accelerator and then sort of lift onto the brake ever so slightly. This is going to be confusing. I lift back onto the brake ever so slightly, then I panic because I've braked too late, and I just jam the brake down like I normally would in like an F1, you know, normal F1, which actually is the throttle. So technically I was accelerating to the back of Ricardo, not slowing down, if that makes any sense. It probably doesn't, but anyway, decent start here. I'm actually going to chance to fast forward it because I don't do anything silly in the first couple of corners here. I managed to keep the car in one part, and currently we're doing alright. We're not that far behind Maldonado or Grosjean or whatever, and we nearly make a big mistake there. That's actually one of the trickier corners. Look, 3 cars out. We're not in last place. Technically at the moment we're in 15th place here, but we make a slight mistake here. I counteract the steering. No, I'm going the wrong way, and you could, oh god. Alright, next attempt. Come on, Alex, concentrate here. This could be another good challenge if we do it well. We might be able to have, you know, good attempts and people actually trying it. So just try and do this well so we don't look like an idiot. Anyway, down to turn 1, I take a bit more of a leisurely approach into turn 1 this time, going a bit slower But as I said, with the throttle, it's a lot harder to push down, so it's kind of hard to be so sort of precise with the throttle when you just have to literally jam the throttle down to do anything. But we're going to make a move here, looking one way then the next. We're going past Alonso here. We're going to make an overtake with inverted controls. We're not done there though. We're going to look to the inside of the button. No, we make a small adjustment and we crash into the wall. Oh god. Anyway, as I said, we're going to keep trying till we finish this challenge. So let's go again. I was getting really frustrated at this point. My leg was actually hurting as well because of having to push down the accelerator. And I'll make the same mistake as I did a second ago. And I take someone out. Anyway, let's try again. Let's fast forward this because, oh my god, we've actually not crashed into anyone yet. That is pretty impressive. I see a bit of carbon confetti everywhere. Front wings being smashed. And look at this. I'm doing alright so far. And then I slow completely down to naught, pretty much. Then accelerate once again, trying to keep it on the curb, but going all over the place. Oh, I steer the wrong way. Because you know, your brain gets confused because you're thinking when like in a a panic situation, if you will, you do what you'd normally do, but obviously as it's inverted controls, it actually makes it worse. So if I want to steer left to sort of counteract what I'm trying to do, I actually have to steer right, but as I'm steering left, it makes it even worse and makes it look even stupider. Anyway, we got through turn 1 and 2 right there. We managed to stay not in last place currently. We get past Grosjean, who's crashed off and lost a bit of his front wing here, and you can see here we're fast forwarding because we're doing alright. Make a small mistake there, but I probably should have edited that out, but then you guys wouldn't have actually seen what actually happens throughout this race. But look at this, I'm actually doing alright. My throttle is going down, which is technically my brake, but I'm doing everything alright. Am I going to finish a lap across the start finish line? And we've completed a lap here, only 4 seconds behind Grosjean, and he's pitted, so we're not technically last. This is going really well here. Can we actually not finish last here? Grosjean 12 seconds back, and I'm somehow keeping it on the track here with inverted controls. I know it sounds silly at first, but this is a really tough challenge. I think you guys definitely should try it out for yourself. And we're going to complete 2 laps here. How far behind is Grosjean? About 5 seconds behind here, so it's going to be quite tough to keep ahead of him, but we can try, we can try. And we're going to finish this lap off once again. Oh, we made a slight mistake. We're slowing down. We've counteracted the steering. We've gone the wrong way. We haven't crashed out. That's the good point. Lost our front wing though. But we should be able to finish this lap if we don't do anything silly, alright? Last couple of corners then, Alex. Just don't do anything silly. Up to the start. Finish straight any second now. A little bit all over the place. And am I going to make it? And I think this is the sort of final bend here. Up to the start finish line here. We're going to complete the inverted controls challenge.